What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be climbing at Campus Escalade, which is an hour away from where I live, so I don't usually climb in this gym. When I come here, what I usually do is to try to send the hardest boulders. For example, if there's like a V11, some V10s, some V9s, I'll focus on those grades and then try to clear the whole gym, but it's almost never possible since it takes too much time. So anyways, on that session, I was feeling pretty sick. I've been sick for the past few weeks and I don't know why I forgot my pills for my headache, so it was a really bad end of session, but at first I wasn't feeling too bad. So this session was on January 5th and I climbed on January 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and all of those sessions I've had a V11, so I was really trying to get another one in this one so I could get like 4 V11s in 4 sessions. And as I walked in the gym, I instantly did a tour to see if there was a V11, and turns out there was one. So we'll see in a few minutes if I can get it, but for now I'm still warming up. So this is gonna be the last boulder of my warm-up, and I always like to finish it off with a V8 because I think physically it's perfect since I'm not too pumped, but I've also used like the perfect amount of strength to then go into some harder boulders. And on this one, I thought it was like the perfect boulder to warm up on because you have these explosive moves, so you're using a lot of strength, but also commitment. That way, your body gets warmed up and then your forearms are ready, and I just think it was like a really cool boulder also. At this point, my warm-up was over and it was time to try hard. Alright, so I decided to skip the V9s and go straight to the only V10 that was up in this gym. And this first move was really special because you had to commit on this vertical hold that was actually pretty alright. But my first thought was this toe hook catch and then going to the crimp. But as it turned out, it wasn't necessarily catching with the toe hook, but instead going dynamically into the zone. And since my first attempt was pretty damn terrible, I just tried the rest to see if the moves were possible and also to see if I had the right beta. And as you can see in this clip, I definitely didn't have the right beta because the toe hook isn't bad, but you're coming in with so much swing that the toe hook doesn't really hold, but instead going into this crimp in a Gaston position, it really forces you to do this compression and stop the movement. So after you match the good hold, then you can put the toe hook, and it's really essential to go to the sloper because it's a pretty huge movement and it really helps you to lift yourself up. So once I grabbed that slope up there, I was thinking, oh, it's not too good. I don't have much shock, but I'm still gonna fight and try to go for this last move. The only problem was the match of the last hold because I was in this strange position and I dabbed a little bit on the black hold underneath and I wasn't really using it at all, so my feet wasn't like standing on it, toe hooking or heel hooking that. And my philosophy when it comes to dabbing, I think when you're touching the hold as a smearing, it's really not too bad because if the hold wasn't there, it would have been easier with the wall. But if you're using it, then yes, you gotta do it again. So in that scenario, I had a lot of boulders to try and I think it would have been a little pointless to try it again. So as my friend chokes this ending, I really want to say that this boulder was awesome and a really cool comp boulder. Alright, so we're moving on to another boulder, and this one is really awesome because it's in an overhang and these holes are all pretty good, but you have to use like this compression, so it's a pretty physical boulder. And at first my beta was completely garbage because I thought I had to go on that small volume, but instead I really just needed to put the heel hook on the right side. So in this boulder my technique was pretty questionable because it took me 3 to 4 attempts to get this one, but a flash would have definitely been possible. And also this type of climbing where you have to compress a lot and put a lot of heel hooks on, I think it's really my type of climbing. So honestly, I think if I had read this boulder a little better, a flash would have been possible and just, you know, less energy wasted. So again, really cool setting and this boulder fit me completely, so very enjoyable boulder. Alright, now we're cooking. This is the real project of the session. This boulder was really awesome and I thought it would be impossible to get this one in the same session as the other boulders because these holes are completely terrible. And the first one, you see it has like a lip, but it's on an overhang, I would say like a 45 degrees, and there's not much to grab. It's mostly about keeping the tension on your foot and then really hitting it perfectly because the hold is not good everywhere. You gotta hit the right spot. So I think that's the move I messed up the most. And this next move was also really intriguing because I was not doing the right beta, but I figured out that this was a pretty good jug and I could maybe make this move work out, because if I grab it perfectly, then I can go into this drop knee and slowly go into that jug until my foot pops off, and then I can just control the swing. It took me a couple of tries to see if it was even possible, but as you can see in this attempt, I finally made it work, and instead of continuing the rest, I wanted to see if every move was possible first. So once I got that move, I wanted to try the ending. And this last section is not too bad, but in this attempt I couldn't really figure out where to go, so I just tried the move, and the left hole is pretty good, but you gotta go in a controlled manner or your body will just completely leave in the left side. So I keep my left foot on in this move, and then the last section was actually alright for me. I know it's some pretty explosive moves, but I've done these type of moves pretty often on the kilter board, so I was pretty confident, and it was mostly about getting the first moves and then having the power endurance to link it all. So I showed you every move, and now it's time to link it up. So once I hopped in this boulder, I really thought I was not gonna get it because my endurance was running low. And this move here was completely limit, because I thought I would not get it, but then I somehow hit it perfectly. And even this one, I really thought it was not gonna go, but since I got it, I was like, okay, let's lock in, and at this point I can't fail because it might be the last attempt I can give in this boulder, since the first moves were really physical. Thankfully, I still had some gas for the last section, so I could get a nice end of this boulder. And there was actually like 4 to 5 people cheering me on, so thanks for the support, and I was really glad that I got this one. So now that I was done with the V10 and the V11, I went back to V9, and there was 3 V9s in the gym, so this was the second one I tried. So I would say this boulder took me 2 to 3 attempts, because at first I couldn't figure out the beta, and as you see, the hold on my left hand is capped, so you can't really just go at it, and the foot is pretty terrible. So with my brother, we figured out that you have to flip your right hand, and in that way you can just bump your left hand. And once again, I had this feeling of like comp style boulder, because you gotta really trust your feet, and then you have these pretty explosive moves. So there wasn't like one position where I really wanted to stay on. So I really like this boulder. You have to go like left and then bring back, and then left again and then bring back. So I thought it was a pretty cool sequence. And then on this last move, I really liked it because you have to commit 100% and accept that you have to cut loose. So at this point, I was getting closer and closer to getting all the hard grades, but I also decided to go back to V8 because I wanted to try some with my brother again and to see if I could get all the V8s also. So I thought it would be interesting to put it side to side, because this boulder was definitely not a comfortable one. You really have these weird positions once again. And as you see here, my brother on the right side kind of just pressed on the left side, and me, I just grabbed that sloper and just prayed that it would stick to then go up. And this boulder was really weird because it felt like I had to reach in these moves, but for a smaller person, I would just have no idea what they would do. And even this ending, I had to use a lot of flexibility to lift my left foot up. And then this last move is super scary because you have to smear on the left foot that isn't too good and really lift your body to the left side. So this is the third V9, the only one that I haven't tried yet, and this is in the steep section, so I think it was about 60 degrees. So at this point, my headache was starting to pop in, my energy was running low, so it was really not the moment to try this boulder, but I at least had to give it a couple of tries because this was the last V9 left in this gym for me. So I'll be honest, I did not find the right solution in this middle section. I thought it would be a knee bar like this, but it was definitely not fitting in. And then I tried to put it on the left foothold that would make up for more space to my leg. But even then, I don't know if my leg is too long for this move or I'm just completely wrong and this is not the right beta. But I didn't give it many tries because, like I said, I was running super low on energy and I didn't find the right beta, so I just decided to move on. So at this point, I just wanted to get the most flashes I could on the V8s left. And this climb was really cool because the holes were pretty good, but then you have to do these technical moves like a big heel hook and then commit on the second to last move. So honestly, the setting in this gym is always super cool to climb on, and every time I meet like a route setter that tells me like, do you like the boulder? What did you think about the grade? Do you know these holds? So I really think the community in this gym is awesome, and it makes me want to come back to this gym. And also 2 times that I went to this gym, some people recognize me from my videos, so it's really cool to have like a community that, you know, supports me, and it feels great when somebody recognizes me. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I've actually reached this gym, and I've been probably reaching some other gyms that I haven't really visited yet. So honestly, thanks for the support. It's really awesome. Okay, so this is the second to last boulder that I tried in the session, and I was really getting tired at this point. It feels like I wasn't thinking too much. I was just trying to climb the grades, and I was like, okay, let's just get this over with. But yeah, I was just like brain dead. My head was hurting too much, and also my energy was just not there anymore, so my climbing was pretty bad. But you know, I was still trying hard, and even though my technique was insanely trash, I was still giving it all. You see, at this point, I was like struggling on jugs, and I was really pumped. But it didn't really matter because I knew that we would eat some good food in a few minutes, and after that, sleep in the car for an hour. So that was all the boulders from my session. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I really liked the setting, the boulders were nice, and like always, this gym is awesome. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.
He's about to send it. He's about to get the boulder. Oh, he's ready. It's his moment. He is sending it. Whee! T'étais là? No. Getting you on 4K, man. C'est ça.